Hey, Joe.
I It's a miracle I found you.
Well, I'm glad you did. How are you?
Okay, yourself?
I'm good. I'm very well. You've been busy. I mean you've been hit by a car. You've been part of a Goonies reunion. Uh, you got a new
Yeah,
movie
but
coming out.
all I remember is the rehab and the PT and all of the MRIs. I think I've got pictures of my insides all over the place, in CAT scans and all of that stuff.
Oh, so what happened? How did that come to be? What were you were just walking and then that's all you kind of remember?
We were going for a family walk, and I was on the corner. Part of my family had already gotten on the other side of the street. A lady was making a left-hand turn into oncoming traffic.
Oh, wow.
She got T-boned, and that inertia took her SUV, and it slid into me. I went up in the air through a three-post fence head first. 10 stitches, head trauma. Now I broke a bone in the inside of this
Wow.
ear, so now I've got to get an operation to try to fix that. It's been a mess. Bad knee, bad back, uh, torn meniscus, um, and COVID-19 to boot.
Oh
Everybody.
man, well, it must have been yeah, not a good place. You don't want to go to a hospital during this time. I feel so. That was a
Yeah,
little.
yeah. They took good care of me and put me in cellophane and bag over my head. But life is so interesting, so very interesting, and it was nice to get hit by a car. My family was all over me. I think
Yeah,
it's about time to get hit again because it kind of disappeared.
yeah. We can't really hear you the best. Are you covering your microphone on your phone?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about
There
that.
we go.
Um,
It's all good. It's all good. Jenny is watching. She said, "Joe, move the mic." You know Jenny McLaughlin. We have a mutual friend.
yeah,
You work with Jenny.
Jenny, she's my favorite Canadian pain in the ass.
Hey, I think all of us have the same. Yeah, she's my favorite too. She's got that thing about her that she just enough pain in the ass, but just enough lovable. It's a fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah, she smacked me around pretty good. I had a lot of fun, and we've become lifelong friends as a result of it.
Yeah, well, with this film, you guys, I mean, I think sometimes you get to shoot in your own backyard, but with this one, that was a pretty cool experience. You guys are over in Italy. How long were you actually there?
I think we shot there for like 15, 16 days. So we were there for about 3 weeks, uh, and we got to have fun. I mean, we worked very hard, but it was an
Yeah,
amazing experience and an amazing village way up in the mountains. It was uh, it was life affirming and life changing.
unreal. Yeah, yeah, nothing but great stories from Jenny, just being there for that long, and just I think as a crew, you guys really, I mean, when you're I think probably isolating somewhere by yourselves in another country, you probably come together even more. Did you find that there was more of a bond
Well,
between you and?
there wasn't much to do in Chirenza because it was off season,
Yeah.
and there are no hotels there, or hotel bars. Everything was closed except for one restaurant, and that restaurant made our breakfast, catered our lunch, and we go there for dinner. In fact, the owner's little boy played the young Marco, and his sister played the little girl.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
and there was one coffee house. There was one little espresso house that we could go to because we were working 13, 14 hours a day in this hilltop village.
Mhm.
It was so it was so unusual, and there were these two stray dogs that would come scratching at your door for it was a otherworldly place.
Well, yeah, Jenny tells me that you know a lot about old Hollywood history and stuff like that. Is that true? She says you know more about that than maybe your own career.
Yeah, it's much more interesting than my own career.
Well, I got a little trivia question. Let's put you to the test. Okay. I don't know if it's a hard one or an easy one. So, the original Charlie Chaplin Studios is now home to what?
Well, the first studio
Okay.
is now to that's home to a bakery, La Brea Bakery.
Okay.
And the other one that was on Fountain off of La Brea, I think. No, was it La Brea? Was Alpert Studios, Herb Alpert, what was it? A&E? Am I
Yeah.
close?
I think, yeah, I know. And I think now Jim Henson has now acquired.
Oh, he took it over.
That's right. There, so that because they went from that to that. So you are right. So you are an encyclopedia of Hollywood history. This.
Yeah, keep it going. I like that. I like these questions.
You nailed it. I don't know if I have any more. I feel like Jenny's got a lot. Jenny's watching right now. So Jenny, submit some old Hollywood questions. Let's try and stump Joe here.
Yeah, I'll get, the RKO Studios.
Yes,
When
that's right.
When I went to Hollywood, 1977, RKO was bought by Howard Hughes, and Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz were contract players there, and they were both dropped at different times. And then, Lucy was doing this radio show, I Love Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
And long story short, she insisted that her husband play her husband on what was the new TV version, because TV was like the internet. It was just being born. And they became so successful that they literally bought RKO Studios and turned it into Desilu Productions.
Okay. Man, you should do walking tours of LA when COVID's over. We could tour around. You know more than the guys driving those buses, man.
And 2027.
2027. Exactly. I was actually reading another interview that you were quoted saying, "My greatest successes are from somebody else walking away," which I thought was so interesting. Do you find, I guess, where did that begin for you? Where was your kind of big break where you really got it because someone else walked away from a role?
Clark Gable did 4 movies with Jean Harlow, I believe.
Oh yeah, how many movies did Clark Gable do with Jean Harlow? There you go. Yeah, Jenny on the bottom there.
How many? 4? Was it 4?
Let's fact check that. Jenny fact check that real quick. I think it sounds right.
Well, Jean Harlow died at 23. She was only around for 3 years. 7? That's bullshit.
There was 3 straight to TV, I guess, that we forgot about.
Yeah, there was no TV then.
Oh man, we have a lot of people watching, and there's so many people that are fans of your work. And I know recently we saw you, a lot of Goonies fans, that you got to rejoin the cast again for that reunion. How cool was that to kind of connect with everybody virtually, to see faces again? It's been a few years since we.
It was a lot of it was amazing. Josh came up with this idea and reached out to all of us, and there was a few surprises. Dick Donner was there, and Steven Spielberg, and Chris Columbus, which I have the great distinction to have been directed by all 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
And but I think the idea of seeing everybody, because I bounced into all of them over the years, but to see everybody at the same time was miraculous. And I just really happy that happened. While we got everybody's attention, the movie From the Vine opens in Canada on Friday.
That's right.
And they can download it. And my suggestion is to make their favorite Italian meal and get a really nice bottle of wine and watch it with their family members that are living in the house, so they don't violate any of the social distancing laws.
That's true.
It's a really cool movie and a lot of fun. Make you laugh, make you cry.
And it's a great character too. We see Mark, who's kind of maybe hit the bottom, and he's trying to reinvent himself and find something new. Do you find you relate as an actor? Because I feel like as an actor, there's a lot of no's, there's a lot of rejection.
Oh, absolutely. I've hit the bottom 40 or 50 times over the last 40 years. Being in show business is a bipolar existence. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, and you're lucky. So many of us have dreams of doing something that we love to do and think it's going to be fun, and so few of us get to make a consistent living out of it. I've been so incredibly lucky, that anything after, I'm going to be 69 in September, so anything after 65 is gravy. The fact that I'm still working is something I didn't plan on. I'm a retiree.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of fans watching. We have time for a couple fan questions before we wrap it up, Joe. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right, we got one here. This is a great one from Lucas. With Tenet, another new film coming out, what was it like working with Chris Nolan early in his career? What was that experience like for you?
It was great, very, very collaborative. Worked with him and his wife Emma, and Guy Pearce and I they would all come over to my house in Santa Monica, because I had a garage set up as an office, and we'd go through upcoming week's work, working on it, rehearsing it, and then so we knew we had already discussed, because we had a very short schedule. So we discussed and broke down the scenes, so we knew exactly what we were going to be doing the upcoming week. That was amazing and great, just great creative fun.
Mm-hmm. You worked with so many great filmmakers, the Wachowskis, through a lot of their career. Yeah. The Matrix was a huge film, and then their first one with Bound. I heard that you have a great story about Jennifer Tilly doing some improv on Bound. Is that something you could share?
Jennifer, we were doing a scene toward the end of the shooting schedule, and we were doing a scene.
I think you're on the mic again, Joe. Sorry about that.
That's how I hold. I hold the goddamn phone up with my thumb. And I'm left-handed. The mic's on the left hand of the phone. Anyway, Jenny, we were doing the scene, and they would say, "That's great. Let's do it again." And Jen, don't improvise. Stick to the words on the script. And she said, "Okay," and we do another take. And again, that was good. Joey faster, and Jen, stick to the script. Don't improvise. And then she finally got upset, and she goes, "Well, you let Joey improvise all the time." And they said, "Well, Joey can't remember his lines. He's got to say something."
That's so good. Oh man, is that true? Is that? I guess you just gotta once the cameras are rolling, you just gotta say, you gotta spit something out.
Yeah, say something. No, I think they said it as a joke, because I think they it wasn't like it's not, improvising is not the right word. It was more like paraphrasing.
Yeah. Making it your own, right?
Yeah. Ask Jenny about how I paraphrase. Sometimes it's actually selective paraphrasing. I'm actually paraphrasing because I don't like what they put in my mouth, or that it's too much, it's overwritten, so I kind of shorten it.
We got a lot of Sopranos fans watching, of course. Some people asking about your favorite Sopranos memories, and this one specifically, working with James Gandolfini. Do you have a favorite memory working with James? Such a great, talented actor.
I have nothing but fond memories. But I kind of remember all the fun, like the fun we had, the socializing we had, the meals that we ate, the food. The Sopranos is 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time. And, it's just the general memory is the creative excitement I had working with David Chase and his team of writers and directors, and how generous Gandolfini was. I recently, well, I was doing a play in New York back in March, and Jimmy's son Michael called me up. I hadn't seen him since James had passed away, and we had lunch, and it was wonderful. And I remember walking away with such pride of the young man that Jimmy's son had become, and how proud Jimmy would have been, because Michael was only like 12 or 13 when his dad died. So that was a great experience.
Wow.
Because Gandolfini, you know, all kidding aside, was the most generous person I'd ever known. And that's something I'll always remember.
Wow.
And try to emulate.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's Mike also wanting to know in the comments, was there ever talk of a Sopranos film, or is there still a talk? Were they ever thinking about bringing it to the big screen?
As a matter of fact, they're doing a prequel called the Saints of Newark, or the Newark Saints, something.
Wow.
They've already shot it. It's coming out. I don't know when it's coming out now because of COVID, but yeah, it's a prequel that takes place in the early '60s when Tony Soprano was a teenager.
Oh, very cool. Okay, great. That's any chance of seeing a cameo by you? I guess your character would have been. I mean, they could DH. I guess they could.
I don't think they'd want to spend the money. No, there was all these wonderful new people that are going to be in it. Ray Liotta and Michael Gandolfini is playing his father as a young boy.
That's right. Jenny just said Gandolfini's son. Yeah, playing Tony, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Let's do maybe one more question here. There's talks about you reprising your role in Bad Boys for Life, but hey, I like this question here. It's a personal question. When did you start collecting hats? You're the hat. Everyone's talking about how fly you dress, how sharp of a dresser you are. We all know you for the hats. When did that start?
Well, I'll show you. I'll show you the result of that. But I was going. Can you see my hat? These are.
Wow.
These are just my go-to hats. I normally change them from winter to summer hats. So a lot of straws you'll see, lightweight. And then up here, can you see? Let me turn on the light. Up here are a lot of the hat boxes that I collect also. And then over there, so there's many hats.
Okay.
And I started, and this. Oh, do you want to see my pond? Here's my pond.
Oh wow, beautiful.
I call it the Ponderosa. It's a Rosa pond, Ponderosa. So I was a young acting student. I think I was 18 years old, walking down Christopher Street in the Village, because that's where my school was.
Okay.
Why is it so dark? I guess it's gonna rain. Turn on the light. It started to rain, and I remember feeling these rain droplets on the top of my head that I had never felt before.
Okay.
And I walked by an Army Navy store in the Village, and I saw some of these Italian, these pea caps that, with like $3. I bought one. I put it on my head because it was annoying that the rain was bothering me. And it turned out, I'd started to lose my head, and the first time I could actually feel raindrops falling on my head. So that was the first hat that I purchased in New York City.
Wow, that's a cool story, and it's become such a part of your identity at this point, which is awesome. People love it.
Well, I see family pictures of me when I'm a little boy, and I always wore hats. I was always partial to hats, but hats were big. I was born in 1951, and hats, fedoras were a huge part of accoutramenting and dressing, and being a bald guy Fortunately, I look good in hats. But I think if I had a full head of hair, I'd still wear hats. I mean, there's
Still
some
would
of
do
my
it.
friends are like that. They love their hats.
Yeah, Jenny's in the comments. Jenny loves the shirt too that you're wearing. That shirt is, yeah. Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what we call fly in the neighborhood.
Well, before we wrap up, I've been ending these things with a game of at-home show and tell, but I feel like we've just got the show and tell from you with the hat collection. Is there a specific hat maybe you could showcase that you've? Is there one that's special to you that holds a special meaning in your collection?
It's not meaning as much as memories.
Memory, okay.
Each hat represents a movie that I worked on. Like I did a movie in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I bought this in a local hat shop.
Woo!
And this hat's 20 years old.
Oh
and,
man, that's cool.
And this hat I wore in a movie, and it was personally made for me by the best hat maker in the world, Optimo Hat Company. And when I got hit by the car, Graham at Optimo, who I've known for 30 years, I met him in Hawaii when I was doing From Here to Eternity. But as a get well present, he sent this. This is custom made Optimo Rex, R-E-X. Rex is a type of rabbit, very fine rabbit hair hat, and so this has got personal memory because when I wear it, I realize how lucky I was that I wasn't killed that day, by getting hit by that truck.
Wow.
Going out on a family walk is all we were doing.
Wow.
This is another.
How many hats do you have in the collection? What, do you have a total number? Have you ever counted them all?
No. No, I can't count past 40. So, I mean, look at that stuff. This hat. I mean, I couldn't even tell you what's in the boxes, which hat's in what. If I'm looking for a particular hat, I got to go through all the boxes until I find it.
Wow. Well, Joe, that's amazing. Thanks for showing the collection, man. And people can watch for you in From the Vine. I know it's hitting VOD. We got iTunes, everything, Apple TV, everything on Friday. Anything else you wanna say about the new film?
It's just that I'm really, really happy. It turned out really good. A lot of times you've got to do these interviews and pretend that it's good. I kind of feel like I'm Donald Trump. I'm lying to everybody, but I like the idea. I mean, I'm just so proud of this movie and the hard work that we achieved that made it look flawless and with ease. And it's the kind of movie that'll make you smile and make you laugh and make you forget your troubles for a couple hours. So please support it. By supporting it, we can make more movies like this.
Exactly. Do you have a From the Vine hat as well? Did you buy one in Italy?
Oh.
It's in a box somewhere.
I don't know if I bought a hat. I'll tell you, I bought a beautiful cashmere turtleneck sweater in Salerno. And when I was taking the walk down there, beyond these trees is where I got hit. They had to cut off all my clothes because I had head trauma and they were afraid about spine. So they literally had to cut off my cashmere sweater, which pisses me off to no end. So that was my present that I gave myself while on that job. They made me wear that hat that I wear in the movie, but it was it was poor quality, so I didn't steal it.
That's a benefit, I think, of being an actor. When everything is tailored to you, you get some pretty cool wardrobe usually at the end of the project.
Yeah, you never have to buy anything. Everything I'm wearing right now, I stole off a movie.
Really?
Sure.
What do you got there? Is that a vest? Where's the vest from?
This I stole off a movie I wasn't in. This vest is from a play I was going to open in New York. But I can't tell you where they come from because then the studios will come and say, "Hey, give us that shit back."
Okay, that's good. Let's end it there. I don't want to get you in trouble. Joe Pantoliano, thank you so much, man. Everyone go see From the Vine. Watch it. You can find it on all streaming platforms, and also you can follow From the Vine on Instagram to find out more details. So thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate it. Thanks for spending the time.
Thank you. So long, Jenny. I'll see you later.
Thanks for watching, Jenny. See you, Joe.
Bye.